Welcome back to Picture Healer channel. We talk about Feng Shui and holistic living. In this video, we want to talk about some common objects that might have negative energy, and we should think about it before we bring in them home. In many Eastern culture, every object has spirit or energy. So we have to be mindful about what objects and what energy we bring into our space. One category we should be careful about is antiques and secondhand furniture or objects, because they have been used in the past and we don't know about the history. If the previous owner had a struggling life or even some accidents, the furniture or the items they own might have the imprint of the negative energy. That can apply to either very expensive antique furniture or the flea market find secondhand items. Another common item we wear or carry a lot is jewelry, because the jewelry might carry very strong energy from previous owner if it's a second hand. And again, we don't know the previous owner's history. We talk about recharge and re-energize a crystal in previous video, and we can use it here for smaller objects like a jewelry. For example, we can place the jewelry under the sun for a couple hours, or place it under running water, or bring it to church or temple to get a religious blessing. Another category we should be careful about is the statues. Especially when you travel, we tend to buy little figures or statues from other countries or cultures because it's shaped like a human figure or an animal. It is very possible that some spirit might attach to that figure or statue, and that might be something we don't want at home. And it's the same with masks. Sometimes masks are used for religious ceremony, and it might have strong energy attached to it, so we have to be careful before we bring them home. The next one we have to be careful about is the animals, either the statue or the image. We all know that Chinese animal science have a certain relationship between different animals. Some are compatible, some are conflicting. So if your animal sign is conflicting with certain animals, you have to be careful about bringing them to your space. On the other hand, you can bring in animals that's compatible with your sign to bring in more supportive energy. The last category we should be mindful about is the objects from the nature. That can be tree stump, branches, or rocks from the riverside, or anything from the wild, including plants. Most of the nature objects belong to the yin energy, and we don't want to have too much yin in our house. So we still have to be careful before we bring them in. One simple way to turn the yin energy into more yang energy is by adding something red on the objects. For example, you can cut a piece of red paper and tape it on the object, maybe with some lucky words on top of the paper. Or you can tie a red ribbon on top of the objects. That's a very popular solution for plants. For antique furniture and secondhand items, The method of taping a red paper or adding a red ribbon will also help to reduce the in nature of the object and make it more young and more positive. Most of these items are probably harmless to display at home, but if you are very sensitive to the environment and you want to have more control, then you should be very mindful about what you bring in your space, especially when those items you don't know the history. Maybe don't bring too many of them. And before you bring them in, you can purify them with sunlight, salt water, incense, or your own ceremony. It's always safe to be more intentional and mindful about everything in your space. Thank you for watching today, and I hope you enjoy it. See you next week.